Welcome to that 1870s homestead, friends. My name's Rachel. You're in my kitchen, and we have been canning up a storm today. I have anyway, and it's all things tomatoes going on right now in the house. I have a freezer full of tomatoes that I need to clear out before pigs and chickens come back for freezer camp. And so today we're going to be canning a new pantry item for us. It is something that we were very much store dependent on in the future or in the past, and that is Sloppy Joe sauce. We have, over this last year, starting this winter, practiced a recipe at home, nailing down how we like our Sloppy Joe sauce, and I'm going to bring that recipe to you guys today. We're going to can it up, and yeah, it's going to be good. Because everything's like, I did pizza sauce this morning, I've got chili base going in the roaster, so we're gonna have to do 2 pots on the stove. So come over here to the stove top with me, and the first thing that we gotta do is start sauteing our vegetables. So come on over here. Okay, I kind of made this recipe around how much I want in my pantry with respect to like the measurements. So I'm just getting the oven on to medium, adding some oil, just enough to saute some vegetables. And then I'm going to do the rest. It says like 6, I estimated 12 bell peppers. So I happen to have 2 big stuffed freezer bags full, so I'm gonna put 1 in each pot. These just happen to be purple and green bell peppers. You can use any kind of sweet bell pepper that you like. I'd imagine even like banana peppers would be good if you don't have bell peppers. So throw those in there. And then about 6 onions, and I had some also frozen from this year's garden harvest, so we'll throw in 1 bag in that pot, 1 bag in this pot. Alrighty. And we're gonna saute these, and then I have, it looks like a lot, but don't be shocked. This is like a cup of diced, chopped garlic. So I'll put half a cup in each. And then, yeah, well, once we get these sauteed, we'll add our liquid ingredients. I think this recipe is going to be fairly quick to come together once this is done. Okay, I think those vegetables are pretty well softened. So I'm just going to take half of this garlic, put it in one pot, and half of it in the other. Cook that for a little bit together. So I just had to mix up some more brown sugar because I didn't have enough. So to each pot, I'm adding 3/4 cup of brown sugar. If I didn't say at the beginning, I'm hoping that this recipe in total will give me about 24 pints or 12 quarts. 1/8 of a cup of liquid aminos to each. Or you could use Worcestershire sauce or soy sauce. You just are trying to get some umami, some depth of flavor in there. Now the fun part, this summer I canned my own ketchup for the very first time, like real ketchup, not green tomato ketchup, which I've done before. And so I'm getting to use some of that for this recipe. We really don't go through a lot of ketchup. Like, I kind of felt like guilty, like, geez, I just canned this summer. But we'll buy a thing of ketchup, and 1 thing of ketchup will last us an entire year. So I have plenty of tomatoes. I can restock the pantry, and I won't have to do as big of a batch either. So to each, I'm adding, I should add like 6 pints of ketchup. I'm going to be a little shy because I just don't have that much. So I'll probably be like right at 5.5 pints. And I am using some of my green tomato ketchup to fill in the gap. This is the, That's the green tomato ketchup. It's quite tasty. I've forgotten, it's been a while. Yeah, it's really good. I think it's better for like a meatloaf topping myself than like a French fry, you know, dippable ketchup or a hot dog ketchup, but it's good. So we already have the brown sugar in here, the liquid aminos, half of a jar of ketchup so far. I'll add the first full pint. I'm hoping I'm going to have room in these pots because I still have to add a lot of water too. Already looking good. We still have a few seasonings to add, so let me grab those and I'll be right back. Okay, to each one of these, I'm going to be adding a 1/4 cup of chili powder, 1/8 of a cup of dry mustard, and then just a little bit of spicy pepper flakes. All right. I need to get Todd in here to taste it because he's the Sloppy Joe man and he always plays with this recipe when he's in here cooking it. So I need to make sure it's, let me turn this down. It's okay by him.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good the way it is.
Really? No, I just realized I forgot to add salt and pepper. So you think it needs it? Or you want to salt and pepper it when it comes out?
I don't think it needs it.
Okay.
The salt tastes fine and the pepper,
With the chili flakes.
it has
probably.
chili flakes, so it's a little bit spicy.
Okay. So we decided too that the recipe called for, the recipe that we ended up really liking and just adjusting to how we like it was Pioneer Woman's. And it calls for adding water to it. And I mentioned that I'm not going to have room in these pots to add water to it. And Todd said that's fine. What he'll do when he makes Sloppy Joes is he'll dump it out with the cooked ground beef and then add water and simmer it down to thicken. So that's
Yeah,
what
I think
I'm
her
gonna do.
recipe kind of says
Equal parts ketchup to.
equal parts ketchup and water. I never, and then it's going to be really runny, and then you cook it down.
Yeah.
And then it kind of intensifies the flavor. I never really add the same amount of water that she says. I always use like half of that amount, and then let it cook down less.
Yeah.
Longer.
But it's a really nice consistency now. It's like
It is, yeah.
a nice thick Sloppy Joe sauce. So I'm going to get this ladled up. I believe we will need to pressure can this. Nope. I'm going to, I think it does need to be properly, like, I'm going to just be honest with you, properly USDA. This should be pressure canned because of the green peppers and the onions. I'm going to think about it. I may water bath can it with just some lemon juice.
With the lemon juice,
Yeah.
yeah. If you wanted to add anything to this, you could add a little bit of Worcestershire.
It was the great debate on what jars to use to can this. So it's been a minute since this got ready. So it's cooled off quite a bit. But man, did it turn out good. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah, so we were talking about, it's like, you know, Todd's the Sloppy Joe maker in the house. I'm like, well, do you make Sloppy Joes with 1 pound of ground beef at a time or 2 pounds of ground beef? I never pay attention. And he's like, I usually use 2 pounds of ground beef. And I said, okay, and when you go down to the pantry and you grab ketchup, do you grab 1 jar of ketchup, 2 jars of ketchup? He's like, this was after the fact, because we thought we were going to can it in quarts. He's like, it seems like a lot of Sloppy Joe sauce. And then I went and pulled up, I have these 24-ounce lait parfaits. I said I could do it in that. And we thought we were going to go with that. And then he looked at the jars. He said, I think we still need to do it in pints, because he's going to just take a pint to 2 pounds of ground beef, add probably half a pint or so of water, and then simmer it until it reduces again. So that's the plan. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna grab, I have done so much canning today, like none of my utensils are clean. I need to clean a funnel. I'll be right back, and then we'll get to canning this up. Here we go. I guessed about 6.5, 7 pints per pot. We'll see how close I am on my guesses. Sometimes I'm pretty darn good and other times not so much. Oh, and I did check, like it was shocked to me when I wrote down water bath canning for it. And sure enough, even in the ball book with peppers and onions and all, it is water bath. I'm guessing it's just the amount of sugar that you're adding to the recipe. So, alrighty. We're gonna go with it. Water bath canning, 20 minutes. Okay, exactly 16 pints of Sloppy Joe sauce. That's awesome. Not as much as I was thinking, because reading the recipe and not knowing how Todd, applies the recipe when he makes it. Didn't get as like the 2024 like I was hoping, but that's okay. 16 things that we will not be buying from the store this year. And like I said, I'm just going to make up some more ketchup. So if this runs out, Todd can just go back to his old ways of grabbing a jar of ketchup and whipping up some Sloppy Joe mix. But this will be nice on those busy days that it'll be shelf ready and he'll be able to grab and go. And it'll be nice. So I'm going to be water bath canning these, like I said, for 20 minutes. If you've never water bathed before, you start your time after you place your jars in your water. Your water needs to cover the jars at least an inch. Sometimes I go like 2 inches just in case, especially for like long duration recipes. And then once it comes to a rolling boil, start your timer. So, because it's such a big batch, I'll be doing this outside on the big canner. Just behind you.